We are recording.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for being here. So you joined us all this evening. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what it is to be a Beachbody coach and a little bit more about the opportunity. So just before we kind of all get launched in, there's going to be a few. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our stories, why we became coaches, and things like, you know, how we fit it around our usual busy lives. You know, everyone's really busy. Just so you also know what to expect, watch out for the posts in Facebook. Scotty, who is our coach, he is going to be popping some information in there for you, so keep a good lookout for that as well. It's really great to have you here. We're really thrilled that we're getting an opportunity to tell you a little bit more about what this is. Pop them into the chat and we will make sure that we will answer them as we're going to go through. So that's all I wanted to say as a bit of a welcome, really. And I just get cracking and tell you a little bit and who I am and why I'm here and what it is that I do and why I do this as a Beachbody coach. So I'm Hannah. I am 33 now. I live in Bristol in the UK, so I'm originally from Cambridge. I'm married to my lovely husband. I don't know if you can see him behind me. And I've got a little girl who's about 16 months old. So I work in the National Health Service in mental health research. And I've done that for a long time. However, I decided to become a Beachbody coach back in October 2017. So that's the earliest we could become coaches in the UK. However, I've been doing Beachbody programs since 2011. So we decided that when we were getting married in 2007, that it was time to, you know, to cut the crap, to knock it up, get kind of wedding bod ready, if you like. So my brother was actually doing P90X, told me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I've done home. Yeah, I've done home workouts. Yeah, okay, let's give it a go. And we got some phenomenal results. So back then, so we couldn't have coaches, so we did it all off our own back, supported each other and found some online Facebook groups of other people that were doing P90X in the UK. Nick lost over 4 stone. I think I lost over 2 stone. We looked amazing on our wedding day, and we went on to do Insanity and all manner of different programs over the years. And I actually started doing a round of P90X, and then I found out I was pregnant. And I actually had to stop because I had a couple of complications, which led to me putting on over 3 stone while I was pregnant, which for me, so I've got PCOS as well, so I put on weight easily and to work out, and I have to eat clean, and I have to, you know, be really healthy to make sure that I can kind of maintain things. So I felt really crappy about myself as well. I wouldn't take any pictures of myself, you know, sort of long body, which I think is really, really sad, especially when I've got this new little baby and I just feel so rubbish about myself. So what did I do? I Googled like Beachbody, like what programs have come out that I could do at home while Lila was having a nap or whatever, and I didn't have to go to the gym and do. And I found video. And I was in one of our Facebook groups, and Scotty was there, and he was like, oh my god, that's amazing, you're coming back and you're going to go and do Pio. And he started coaching me and kind of sort of took me under his wing and brought me into the community that kind of, you know, is what it's like to be a Beachbody coach. And that's where I met all of you lovely coaches here, which was awesome. And Scotty started talking to me about the coaching opportunity that was going to be launched in the UK, and I was like, do you know what? Absolutely, I'm becoming a coach. Where do I start? Like, where is the line that I sign on? But purely, it was just because I had seen Shakeology since 2011. I thought, do you know what? It's about time I get this stuff in my body. I need it for so many different reasons. You know, I'm lacking energy. I'd heard some amazing things that people were, you know, the benefits that people got from it. So I was like, you know, sign me up. I want that discount on that shake. we went to launch. Scotty and Gabby came over. They stayed with us. We went to launch. It was amazing. The energy, the whole community, the friendships, and meeting everyone. And, you know, it was like you'd known each other for years. And I brought my mum along because Nick couldn't come with us. And she was like, "Oh my God, you've never met these people before." I was like, "No." She's like, "It's like you're old friends and that you've known each other forever." And it's like, well, I probably spend more time with these guys than I do with a lot of my normal friends. But I love that. And that's, you know, that's one of the things about Beachbody, and is that kind of sense of community and feeling like you're part of something and feeling like you're bigger than just you at home. And, you know, it can be really difficult being on your journey. And this is something that's really, really important, is to not feel alone and to really feel like you've got that support and got other people behind you. It was weird, that whole online thing spilling into real life, and I just loved it. And, you know, one of the things that I've really, you know, I was a new mum. Although it was great being a mum, I was, you know, I'm a bit of a workaholic, so that was quite a shift for me. And I felt like there was something missing. I felt a little bit lonely. I did meet other mums, but that was just all baby stuff, and I didn't feel that that was really me. So I felt like I'd lost some of that kind of independence and lost who I was. And I knew that I needed to work on improving myself if I wanted to be the best mum that I could be, and the best wife, and the best friend, and the best daughter, and all of those sorts of things. So, you know, I started to take it a little bit more seriously and started doing much more personal development, really trying to grow me both inside and externally. So, you know, and that was what was really important. It was that transformation that I got from the inside as well as the outside. I've lost baby weight and some. I'm feeling like the best I've ever felt. I'm feeling a bit tired this week, but that's because we're on holiday and we're doing loads and loads of really fun things, but like it's tiring. More tiring than work. But yeah, I just love this. And so it meant that I went from being a discount coach to kind of feeling like, would you know what? I really want to help other people. I want other people to feel how I'm feeling, and I want to start paying it forward. And actually, you know, this is bringing something to my life, and I now feel that I have some kind of purpose, and I need to share that with others. And so I kind of then became a bit more of a kind of a hobby coach, if you like. So doing it was something I enjoyed. I wanted to help other mums. I wanted to help people just like me to feel much better about themselves and start to feel more comfortable in their own skin. So that's what I started doing. And then, gosh, I was meant to go, sorry, this is a whistle-stop tour. Go a bit faster. Then I was due to go back to work in January of this year, and we made a really, really bold decision that I wasn't going to go back straight away. I was going to take another couple of months off. I was going to spend more time with Lila, but that also meant that gave time for me to build my Beachbody business. I became a PIO instructor as well, because that was one of the things that I really felt that there was lacking. There was nothing that I could go class wise with a young baby. So I now do that along with this. You see, I'm an overachiever. This is a funny world for me. But yeah, I started doing that, and I didn't go back to work straight away. And I started really working this as a business and talking to other ladies and really helping people, and get so many people. And I get so much gratification when other people see the changes in their life. And for me, that's what it's about. You know, I work in the NHS not because it gives me £1 million in the bank. I do it because I want to help people. And being in management, I'm so far removed from that these days that actually this really felt like I was actually doing something and really helping improve people. And for me, that's what it's all about. And I just love every part of this journey, both for me but also for people that I'm helping, who are saying to me, I've lost this weight, or I feel like this. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, it makes me want to cry when people tell me these things, and that's why I do this. So that's it really. And then come May, I had to go back to work, so unfortunately. But we made the bold decision for me to go back part-time, and I'd started to build a Beachbody business. I'm not earning as much, as my full-time salary yet, but I'm starting to see some inroads in that. And what that means is that means I can have those couple of days off with Lila, and I'm not having to work full-time, and she's not having to go to nursery. And there was a pivotal point where I went and did there was this little boy there who was doing a settling in session but without his mum, and he was just in floods of tears. And I walked away from that nursery thinking, like, oh my God, like, I'm going to be paying out of my, like, how much money for someone else to bring my child up? Like, I don't want to do that. So we decided we're gonna go part-time, and I'm gonna make this work, and I'm gonna build something that I love, that I really feel passionate about, and that I know is going to be changing other people's lives. So that's really it. So I guess that's really my journey from being, you don't have to come into this business as I want to build a business, I want to be a figure earner, or whatever it is. I started purely for the discount on Shakeology, became a hobby coach, and now I'm working towards being a business building coach. And my vision is to walk away from my full-time job, don't tell my boss, walk away and live my best life and do something that I love every day and that I'm inspired to do and that I feel so passionate about, because that's, we've only got one life. What's the point in sitting at a desk and doing something that you hate every day, So that's me, and a little bit about my story. So, yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. I guess that's my turn.
It is. Let me mute myself, Scotty. Hold on. And I'll keep an eye on the comments.
Yeah, so my name's Scotty. I want to let you guys know a little bit about me. I live in the United States. I live in a state called Idaho. We're famous for the potatoes. Also, if you can see the view out the window, like beautiful mountains and lakes, and just that's my type of place. I love it here. But I'm 37 years old. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life. And it all started with doing a workout called P90X. I also have 5 kids. 3 daughters, 11, 9, and 7, and then 2 sons that are 5 and 3. I have my son here today. We went fishing. Hannah said she feels a little tired from all of her activities today. I went to bed at 1 with one of my good friends, 1 a.m., and we got up at 5 o'clock to go fishing out on the lake. So I slept like 4 hours. So, but I'm energized to talk about my transformation, how this has changed my life, and hearing Hannah share her story, and we're going to hear from Christopher and Anne and Sammy and Lorna, during this hour-long thing. So I'm excited about that. And I have a little thing I want to share with you guys right now. They don't know I'm doing this, so sorry, Hannah and everybody. But I'm going to share – I don't know how I could share. I was going to share your transformations. So let me see if I can do it real quick. And because I want you guys to see, sometimes like seeing that visual picture is just like, wow, that is so crazy. And if you haven't, if I can't get it to work, you can go find it somewhere else. Okay, here's one I'm going to share. Here's mine just to share with you guys first and foremost, because it's where my coaching journey began, was falling in love with working on myself and transforming myself. Here's my transformation photo that was all done at home with these home fitness programs, which is crazy to me because, I have 5 kids, so it's hard to go to the gym. And if I do go to the gym, I got to pay for a babysitter. I got to spend more time away from the family. So that's my transformation. I just wanted to share that with you real quick. I'm also going to show Chris. He's going to share. I want to share his transformation as well. You can check it out right here. Can you guys see it? Can I get a nod or a thumbs up if you can see it? This is Chris. He's going to share in just a little bit of it as well. He's lost over 140 pounds. You guys are going to have to convert that for me into your measurements. And then I have one more that I want to share. And you guys can check this on their Facebook page. But here is Hannah, who recently shared hers like this past week as well. Here's her transformation. Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Can you guys see that? Awesome transformation as a new mom. So I apologize, Hannah and Chris, for just throwing those out there without telling you guys. But I wanted to share that with you because, like I showed my transformation. I showed a couple of these transformations. Like, I want you guys just to think, like, how awesome would it be to have like a side income or a job or a way to make extra income to help take care of your family, knowing that people's lives are being transformed like that? Like, hands up, right? That would be awesome. So that's what I get to do. And I want you guys to know a little bit about my story. I committed to a program back in 2010. I was out of shape, never had abs before in my life. And I had two little girls at the time. And I just remember just like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, I come home from my 12-hour work day and I'm just exhausted. And I saw my wife was the first one to work out in our family. I saw her do P90X workout at home. And then she ran up and down the stairs and I was laying on the couch and I was like, what are you doing? You just worked out. How do you have the energy I can't even get off the couch right now. So that inspired me. I was like, there's no way that she's going to have this awesome transformation and feel awesome and I'm going to be exhausted all the time. So I committed to my journey. You guys saw the pictures. That wasn't 90 days. The pictures that you saw were a year of just consistency with my workouts, transforming myself. I lost 38 pounds and then I gained it back. That picture that I showed you, I weigh the exact same weight. Isn't that crazy? But I had lost 38 pounds and I had built up muscle to be back to the weight I was at. So I fell in love with that process. Here's what happened. Everybody around me at work, my Facebook friends, they're just like, dude, what are you doing? You have all this energy. Like, how did you do that? And I just simply said, I'm doing P90X. I'm doing some insanity workouts. And they're like, okay, how do I do that? And I would say, okay, you just need to buy the DVDs. Like, there's a meal plan. And then I fell in love with telling people that story and helping people. And they started to transform. They started to have great results. And I'm like, this is so awesome. And I remember chatting with one of my friends on Instant Messenger back in 2010. So before I was using Facebook really that much. And he's just like, dude, sorry, I'm using like slang over here. So I don't know if you guys say dude, I apologize about that. He's like, Scotty, you always complain about your job. Because every day we chatted on Messenger. I sat there for 12 hours a day every day. And every Saturday I was there for 6 hours. And he's like, you complain about your job all the time. Like, if you could just get paid to do that P90X workout, that would be your dream job. So that was where the seed was planted. Like, maybe I should be a personal trainer. Maybe I should work at a gym. Maybe I'm not supposed to sit here and work at a steel factory, running a shipping department and a service department, doing something I don't love. And so I started to think about that. I got on Google and I was like, can I get paid to do P90X? The exact words I wrote. And I saw a Beachbody coach. And then I saw another and some others. They're like, yeah, this is how you get paid to be a coach and whatnot. And I was like, this is what I thought. That's a scam. Like, I am never signing up for some online thing. That's like, no, thank you. I'm just going to keep helping people. And I want you guys to know that I helped people get into P90X, get into Insanity for an entire 8 months before I ever became a coach. And I became a coach for multiple reasons. I know you guys have some better medical benefits and stuff than some of us over here. But when we had our third daughter, she was about 18 days old, about 3 weeks old. And I just remember getting the bills. And just to give you guys an idea, they were $3,800 after my insurance. And we can barely pay our mortgage payment as it is. And my wife doesn't have paid maternity leave. So she's home from work for 3 weeks. We miss her pay. I'm working overtime hours and we can't pay the bills. And I'm like, how am I going to pay this $3,800? Do I have to go back to school? Do I need to get another full-time job? So when I go from work to work at 5 and get home at 5, do I need to work from 6 to midnight at another job? And then this thing popped back in my head. That P90X thing. Like, you should do you should be a coach. And it's funny, like I'm a religious person, so I was always praying, like, what do I do? Do I go back to school? Does my wife need another job? Like, help us finance her. And this Beachbody coach thing was there the entire time. But it was that morning when I was like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to officially become a coach and help people transform. And I want you guys to know I had a goal to make $10,000 US. That would mean the world to me in an entire year. Because if I could do that, my wife made $12,000 US at the Hilton Garden Inn at night. And we paid $2,000 a year in the babysitter. because I went to work from 5 to 5. My wife left at 3, dropped the kids off at the babysitter, got home at 11:30 at night. So I never saw her, but 2 nights a week, we dropped the kids off, and I'm just like, it's not supposed to be like this. If I could just, I love P90X. If I could just help enough people to make $10,000 a year, our lives will completely change, because that means I could sit down with my wife and my 3 little kids and eat dinner together, because that's never happened since we've been married. And so I made a decision to help as many people as possible. I jumped in, and I'm different than Hannah in the sense that I jumped in and I'm going to build a business. Like, I already love the programs. I've already transformed with it. I've helped other people transform with it. I'm going to treat this like a business. Like, I bought a franchise. Like, I invested in a $100,000, I don't know, restaurant or something, and I'm going all in, putting all my chips in. I'm going to build this business. And I remember talking to my coach on the phone, and I'm like, Lindsay, I need to make $10,000 as a Beachbody coach, like in 1 year. And she's like, why do you need to make that? I'm like, well, that means my wife can come home from work and we don't have to work separate shifts. And she's like, here, Scotty, here's the truth. I can't promise you $10,000, but I promise that your income will be a direct reflection of the number of lives that you change. So I made a decision that day. Yes, I'm going to set income goals. Everybody should be able to set goals for your family, get out of debt, save for your kids' college, make enough on the side that you don't have to work 12-hour days. You could work 8-hour days, or work enough so that you can not have to commute 2 hours and you could work closer, or do something you love and do something on the side. So I'm like, I'm going to do this. And in 14 months, guys, I worked 7 days a week. I treated it like it was a real business. And in 14 months, I earned my first $2,000 a week income, which is equivalent to a six-figure income, $100,000 a year. At my 3.5-year mark, I made my first $1 million a year as a Beachbody coach. And here's the thing: we still live in our home that we started with. Like, I live a very humble lifestyle and use all my money, I guess, for time. For example, I'm with my son today fishing. So like, that means more to me than anything I could ever buy with the money. But earning that money, setting those goals as a Beachbody coach, bought me time to be able to spend time with my son fishing today. I'm going to drive home tonight. I'm going to get my kids to their dance, to their ballet, to their taekwondo classes, put them in bed, and I'm going to wake up at 4 again, and I'm going to take my dad out, and we're going to go do some hiking tomorrow. And then, no, it's cool. My dad drives, and I work. Like, it's an 1.5-hour drive to where we go hiking. I work for 1.5 hours from my laptop in my passenger seat while my dad drives. And then when he drives me home, I work another 1.5 hours. So I'm a little bit different than Hannah in the sense that I wanted to build a full-time business from the beginning. And that's what we've been able to create. The list could go on and on about the benefits that we've been able to accomplish. It was 6.5 years ago that I left my full-time job. When we made our first $100,000 a year, I left that job that I worked 12-hour days. So I haven't had a boss for 6.5 years. My wife and I both left our jobs. So the cool thing is that I want you guys to know I think it's super powerful. And when I think about it, I get a little bit emotional, is I wouldn't have my 2 sons. My wife and I wouldn't have our 2 sons had it not been for Beachbody. Because we could barely afford our 3rd daughter when she came into this world. And because we built this business, we were able to expand our family to where we wanted to without the worry of, can we provide for them? Can we put them in college someday? Can we feed them? Can we put them in all the activities that they need to be in? So those are some of the benefits. There's multiple other benefits that have happened over the past 6.5 years. But another cool thing I want you guys, so you guys heard me say my dad's going hiking with me tomorrow. I retired my mom she worked for the school. She was a school teacher. I retired her to be my personal assistant. So she's at home right now, taking care of my sister's little 6-month-old baby and working on the computer, helping me run my business while I'm fishing with my son. And we gave her that opportunity 5 years ago. My dad, he made about $50,000 a year, $55,000 a year at his job that he worked at for approximately 35 years. And 3 years ago, I said, hey, Dad, I've built $1 million business and I have all the time in the world to do what I want. And there's no one I'd rather do it with than with you. And so if you're up for it, we'd like to hire you to help change the oil in the cars, cut the grass, help fix things around the house, and help take kids to ballet and dance and taekwondo and help us just manage our household. If you would like to walk away from your job, I'll match your income. Like, I'll pay you what your job pays you, plus a little extra for insurance. And my dad left his job about 3 years ago. And so, and he's only 61. So he left his job, I guess you could say, retired from that job that he didn't love. He used to be on his knees, wearing knee pads, fixing copying machines and fax machines for 35 years since he got out of high school. Now he gets, I asked him yesterday, I was like, Dad, do you, cause he's a hard worker like I am. I was like, do you like feel like you need to be at work? Cause he was sitting in at our, where we eat breakfast with my son. And he's like, are you kidding me? Like, I would way rather be cutting your grass and sitting here with my 5-year-old grandson than fixing someone's copying machine. So those are some of the benefits. I say those things to help you guys dream a little bit bigger, that there's a lot more possible for you out there in life. If you say, hey, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to help some people change and transform their lives. And that's just a little bit of my story. And I've only been doing this for 8 years. And my 6-year-old son is going to be doing this with me when he's 18. I have no doubt about that. Beachbody is like, it's a world-known fitness company. We're only in the US, Canada, and the UK. And we're going to go to every other country that's out there over the next 20, 30, 40 years. I'm going to be an old grandpa coach doing burpees at the age of like 80 years old. So that's my commitment. I'm going to be here forever for the long run. And I'm going to pass the time over to our next speaker, who is Chris. So I'm going to pass over to you, Chris.
Hey, everyone. My name's Chris. Currently live with my wife, Hayley, and 2 young daughters, Connie and Livy, in South Wales. But I'm originally from Manchester in England. Now, I'm 36, but 37 on Monday. The reason that I mention that isn't hint, it's my birthday. It's actually the beginning of me showing gratitude, because this whole last 15 months, if it hadn't been for the coaches in this group, me starting my coaching journey and my fitness journey, I would not have had this year. That's how sick I was. That's how overweight I was. So I have to start by saying thank you very much for everything you guys do. So yeah, I reached a stage in my life, 35 years old, where I was 2 years older than my mother when she passed away. She was 33, well north of 400 pounds, and I was approaching that 400 pound mark too, working stupidly long hours, 100-hour weeks at the worst points, and just getting really sick. And yeah, I was dying. Like this, that's not hyperbole. I was on my way out. So I'm at the wrong end of a 100-hour week, and I'm up doing nights, by the way, so I'm not really seeing anyone. But I see an advert on Facebook, and it's Scotty advertising the opportunity. Beachbody is about to launch in the UK. So I messaged him, and it was just a short message, but he sent not a cut and pasted message back, a real typed out caring message, and that was the start. That was the spark that began to turn my life around. So yeah, because I'm a Christian, because I believe in the principle of sowing and reaping, I actually, apart from not dying, which I think we can all agree is a fairly decent motivation for doing anything, I believe in the principle of sowing and reaping. So I got into coaching because I thought, wow, I've been gifted life. I've been gifted a new chance. I have to go out and find other people. So that's why I got into coaching. As a side thing to that, I've been able not only to help people on their journey, but to make a side income. I didn't really think about that, to be honest, but I think to go to the scripture, seek first the kingdom and everything else shall be added onto you. I think if you go into this thing with the right pure motives, you can see special things happen. We've all got different stories, but that's essentially where I started. So I started in 100-hour weeks, but as I was getting healthier, as I was reaching out to other people, seeing other people realize their own self-worth, myself realizing my own self-worth, I thought, you know what, there's nothing wrong with working hard or working long hours, but I realized that, you know, I was better than this. I wasn't valuing myself very highly. That's how I got to that weight, not valuing myself very highly. So that's what coaching taught me. It taught me to see the best in other people, but also the best in myself. Anyway, I could go on about that sort of thing for a very long time. But what I want to share about is because I started off busy, and I'm still busy now, but busy changes. There is a misconception of too busy. But let me tell you how I fit coaching into my day. When I was doing 100-hour weeks, you know, there would be break times. So I could maybe do a workout in break times. In my lunch hour, I can reach out to other people. There are all sorts of pockets of time everywhere, you know, if you look. So as I realized my own value and got out of the security game and into like IT now, the Welsh government, busy's changed, but pockets of time have changed too. So rather than looking in the lunch hours per se, I'm now thinking, right, well, I have a 45-minute drive to work. That's when I do my personal development. I have a 10-minute walk to like from where I park to, you know, the building. I can do some Instagram stories then, or I can message people on the way. There are pockets absolutely everywhere if you look for them. So yeah, you might be busy, or you might think you're too busy, but I would encourage you. I think if I can start on like 100-hour weeks and find pockets of time, I'm absolutely certain you can too. Now, I'm not putting myself as any sort of special case, like, you know, far from it. But what I was able to do is just look and see the day. And if you look, like if you're entertaining this idea of coaching, you just want to help people, or you want to build a business, or there are pockets of time everywhere. Oh, and even if like I didn't have a car for a certain portion, like at the last month, train rides, you know, walking to the train station with personal. Hey guys, walking to the train station with personal development messaging was on the train. You know, posts were during my lunch hour. I mean, who can put their hand up and say that there are definite pockets of time, right? So that's basically it. It's I feel like as I'm talking, like, oh wow, that's kind of pretty simple. It is simple. That's not to say it might not be difficult in terms of like, you know, maybe you're busy, maybe you do have to look to fit it in, but it is simple. I want you to take away from me here. It can be hard work. You know, you do have to be focused. You do have to care. You do have to, if you want to get a lot out, you've got to put a lot in. Exactly, you know, like playing Xbox and stuff. Like I've cut things out now that I don't really. I thought, well, did I ever really like doing those? Now I'm busy living my passion. I'm you know, like helping people and earning enough money whereby I can decrease the amount of hours I work. You'll find that if you give yourself to your passion, time, opportunity, finance, blessing, it all opens up. I believe what we do is, whether you're a person of faith or not, I believe what's in our heart to do here to help people build a business or get healthy is a God-given inspiration. It's a blessing to be able to do. So if you give yourself to it, if you think, you know what, I'm going to take myself seriously, I'm going to take this seriously, you'll find pockets of time opening up if you look for it. But yeah, like if when you're finished watching this, and you want to look at either my testimony or Hannah's or Sammy's or anyone's, you'll see such a massive difference from where we were to where we are now. And just know you can get there too. You can have the business, you can have the income, you can have the new life, you can have the transformation. Whatever it is that's on your heart, it's there for you if you give yourself, and so's the time. There are pockets of time everywhere. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. I love Chris's heart, and that transformation, 140 pounds. Isn't that so crazy? Like every time I look at it. What is it?
So far.
So far, we're going to 200 pounds is the goal.
Right. December 31st.
That's the goal. There's a thing called the Beachbody Challenge, and they give out a lot of money to the winner. One man and one woman, and Chris has been working hard for that. So, all right, Anne, you are up.
Okay. Everyone hear me? Great. Hi, my name is Anne, and I live with my husband and our 2 cats in lovely Cornwall, in the UK. So my story is, before starting Beachbody, sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I really was not in a good place. I had been diagnosed with depression, and so I didn't really have the energy or the inclination to do anything. I didn't feel good about myself at all. I had no energy. I was always tired. I did do exercise, but only now and again. So yeah, my life was just static, is the best way for me to describe it. I was feeling alone, just didn't want to engage with anything or anyone until Beachbody came along. I started by a friend of mine recommending T25, and I thought, well, it's either going down the medication route for my depression or using an alternative means of getting better. I didn't want to spend my life on antidepressants or be reliant on medication for the rest of my life. So I told my doctor that I didn't want the medication. And I said, no, I'm going to do this my way, and I'm going to try using exercise and anything else that I can to get over this. And I did. I did all the T25 programs and started feeling a lot better. I also started doing Nordic walking, which, if you don't know what it is, it's kind of like walking with ski poles. And it was a great way for me to get out and meet other people. I know when I did my Nordic walking for the first time, I was terrified. I kept thinking like, oh, other people will laugh at me. They're going to think like, oh, look at you, you're too fat, you're, you know, whatever. But yeah, they were lovely and made me feel really welcome. And I think that was the big step I had to get better and accept my illness for what it was, and accept that I could do something about it. After the Nordic walking and my T25, that's when I saw the ad that Scotty had on Facebook when Beachbody was about to launch. And when I first got in touch with Scotty about Beachbody and coaching, I thought, oh no, I can't be a coach because, you know, look at me, I'm not perfect, I'm not ripped, I'm not super fit. But the thing with coaching is that that's not what you need to be. That's what you'll become. It's a journey, and you're always going to be on a journey. It's not a quick fix, and it's a lifestyle change. And that's what I wanted and needed. I met up with Scotty before the launch, and I met Scotty and Gabby, and along with Hannah and Sammy, and it was lovely. I was really nervous. I was thinking, oh, what are they going to think? The thing with depression, it's always at the back of your mind, and small things can become huge. So for me to take the step that I've done and to become a coach, doing this, it's a huge step and a big win. One of the biggest wins for me since starting my journey has been a shift in mindset. I used to be extremely negative, couldn't see the positive in anything. What I have learned from starting this journey is that it's okay not to be okay, and I am going to have the bad days. But with the support that I get from being part of accountability groups or the friends that I've met since becoming a coach has really helped. People do care, and if I have a bad day, I know I can reach out to them and say, hey guys, I need some motivation, I need some support, and they're there, and it's amazing. It really is. I think if I hadn't embraced this journey and embraced my illness and decided to change, I don't think I'd be here today, to be honest. Sorry, this is a bit difficult to talk about. So it's a great journey and a great, an amazing thing to be part of. And my goal is to try and be there for anyone else who may be struggling, anyone else who may think, yeah, I want to be able to get over my anxiety, my depression, without necessarily relying on medication. And it's doable. I've learned so much from not just embracing exercise, but from doing personal development, doing meditation, and talking about it. A lot of people still think mental illness is a taboo subject. It's something to be ashamed of. I don't. I think it's important to talk about it and to break the stigma. And me talking about it now is helping me. I may be a bit emotional at the moment, so sorry. But it's better to talk about it than keeping it all inside, because, you know, without sharing or embracing it, you're never going to take a step forward to recovery. And I know that my road to recovery is ongoing. I'm probably still always going to have depression in some form, but luckily for me, my bad days are now few and far between, and I'm really grateful for that. The coaching opportunity is a great thing to be part of, and that's the thing about. I think that's the thing about coaching as well. It's not just about a paycheck. It's about sharing your story, sharing your journey with other people, inspiring other people, helping other people along the way. So, you know, you continue on your own journey. So it's important to just keep sharing your journey, and hopefully you'll come on board with us. So that's my story.
Awesome. Thank you, Anne. Man, you got me. Okay, I've been emotional twice, maybe 3 times already during this thing. So my next, I have 10 minutes and I'm sharing it with my friend Lorna that's on here as well. And my topic is about like rewards and all of that type of stuff. And I'm like, I feel like guilty talking about rewards now when we're like deep into this. Chris outliving his mother when he didn't think that was going to happen, and talking about working on overcoming depression. Feels like a church meeting or something, but I like it. So, but I am going to talk about the rewards because they're awesome. I mean, I remember sitting, Lorna, I'm going to ask you to come on with me in like 5 minutes, okay? But I'm going to talk briefly about the rewards. I talked kind of about the financial rewards. But I remember one time sitting at my job, and we had this the Christmas party we always did. And at the Christmas party, it was super awesome. I remember the people that would retire, there's always like one or two guys that would retire each year. And the company would buy them a gift. And I remember sitting there one time, like they brought out this brand new ATV, like they rolled it in to work, like a 4-wheeler ATV. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're giving him an ATV. Like I can't wait until I retire so I can see like what I'm going to get. That's freaking awesome. You know what the thing is though? I was 26 years old when I used to think like that. That's 40 years in my future. I was looking forward to the opportunity to have something that I would enjoy the outdoors with. And it's crazy to think back now. And so I think that's one of the things I really fell in love with as a coach is the reward programs that they have. You know, they have, they pay, when you're a coach, you get 25% discount on every product that you order. So if you're using Shakeology or you're using the pre-workout or any of the products that Beachbody carries, you get a 25% discount. And you also get paid a 25% commission if you share it with somebody. And that alone was cool enough, but I already talked about the kind of the compensation, how it benefited my life financially. So on top of that, when we started as coaches, there was this program called Success Club. And I remember sitting, I like to tell stories, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I remember sitting in my cubicle. I'm a brand new coach. I'm excited, I'm learning, I'm confused, I'm lost, I'm overwhelmed, all of those feelings that you have when you start something new. Just like if you were starting a new degree. And I remember sitting there and I saw all these people doing a workout with Shaun T and Tony Horton on a cruise ship. Now, Tony Horton's the guy that helped me lose all that weight. They're my heroes at this point in my life. And they're doing this workout on a cruise ship, and I got so mad. Like, I was irritated. I was pissed off, I guess is the word. Okay? I was mad because I'm sitting in my cubicle and I'm like, I have a great transformation. I love these programs. And there's 3,000 other human beings out there that are not at a cubicle. They're in the ocean with my hero, Tony Horton, headed towards some island with sand and beaches and palm trees. And I've never been to a place like that. So I called my coach. I was like, Lindsay, how do I go on that trip? I just saw you and I saw like 3,000 other people. I know I can work harder. Like I might not be the number one person in the company and get to that place, but I can outwork 3,000 people. If there's 3,000 that are on that trip, I can get up in that. I can work my way to that. And I was like, tell me what I have to do. And she's like, you just have to help 3 people a month for a year. And you get a free trip for 2 to the next one. And it's in Nassau, Bahamas. I remember her telling me that. And I was like, done. I was like, okay, every month I'm gonna help at least 3 people. And she's like, cool thing is she's like, I'm pretty sure that if you hit that goal, you'll also be close to your goal of $10,000 and your wife will be able to walk away. So I had that goal of being able to go on that trip. Well, I worked hard, as you guys know, and I earned that free trip to Nassau, Bahamas. The next year we went to Disney World and we took 3 of our 3 girls. The next year I lost track, but we've been on 7 of those trips that are fully earned. The cool thing is we just announced to our kids last night that we're going on the largest cruise ship in the world, the Harmony of the Seas, next March. And we're bringing our 4 oldest kids with us. We have Gabby. Here's the cool thing. I earned the trip for 2 and my wife earned the trip for 2. So myself, my wife, 2 of our kids are completely paid for to go on a trip with Beachbody. Guys, I didn't have to wait till I was 68 years old to get my 4-wheeler. I got to earn it this year by doing something that I love, by helping Chris transform, by helping encourage Hannah and Sammy and every single person that's on here, and Lorna. And so those are some of the benefits. And that's a success program called, like a reward program called Success Club. They have free trips. They give you like a cool swag as well, like hats, there's t-shirts, there's bags. They're always rewarding you with something for helping people. And I absolutely love that. We also get to go once a year to a big event where there is like 25,000 people approximately right now that go every year. And we shut down we went to Nashville, Tennessee, where the music scene is in the US. We shut down the entire Broadway where all the bars are for Nashville, and 25,000 people, like the people you see on this video screen, all worked out together at 6 o'clock in the morning. Call us crazy, but it's crazy to see 25,000 people working out together. And we're going to be doing that. I'll be with Chris and Hannah and Sammy and everybody at Indianapolis next year. And it's going to be awesome to be doing planks or push-ups on the street next to Chris and Sammy and Hannah at 6 o'clock in the morning, you know, when we've been doing this online and in these little challenge groups over the past year. So those are some of the rewards. I think one of the biggest rewards you guys have sensed throughout this is the satisfaction you get from not only transforming your own life, working on overcoming depression, like Anne sharing, but like I remember before I even signed up as a coach, I couldn't wait to open my Facebook to this little group I had called the Staying Fit Family, and just seeing people say, hey, I notched another hole in my belt. Scotty, I can't believe that I'm down 8 pounds. Like that was just I think that was the most rewarding thing that I ever felt, because I didn't get that at my job. I got like staplers thrown across the room. Like, why did this shipment not make it on time? Like getting yelled at and all that stuff that happens in a corporate job. So it was just so rewarding to be able to do that. Now I invited, we do these calls once a month, like where we share like this, but I've never, Lorna, you're the first, so not to make you nervous, but I've never brought somebody that's not a coach to share their story. Lorna is not a coach, but she was a part of our test group that I just run one every single month. That's how I help people get transformations like you've seen today. And then they fall in love with it, and then they can't help but share it with somebody else, and then they become a coach. And that's how this business is built. But Lorna is one of my customers that just finished 60 days with me. And Lorna, I just want you to share your experience. Like what did you feel about the test group, about your transformation? While you're doing it, I'm going to find your photo and just share with us a little bit about how you feel and what your experience was.
I'm Lorna. I'm 53 years old. I live in the UK. I've got 3 children, ranging from 24 to 32, 2 grandchildren, 3 and 1. And I've done other Beachbody programs before, Insanity 3 times, and Asylum 1 and 2, and Hammer and Chisel. But recently my daughter's been, and I followed Scotty for quite a few years on Facebook, but recently my daughter was ill with brain tumour. So I've been nursing her and looking after my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old grandchildren. And it was hard work. And when I saw on Facebook that I wanted a challenge that was for me to give me time to get my head straight, really. And because I've been neglecting the way I ate and the food I was eating, it gave me the challenge that I needed. So that's what I've been doing for the last 60 days, and them are my pictures. Scotty knows how much I hate having my picture taken or speaking. I'm very shy. I don't like my accent and my voice, but he's been an amazing coach, and the Lift 4 group have been lovely, been really supportive to each other, and I've loved it. And I'm now in the second phase of doing Lift 4, starting yesterday. So it's just lovely. It's lovely meeting all these people.
Awesome. Thank you, Lorna. So Lorna is what you would call, as a Beachbody, she's one of my customers, one of my clients. She's been following me for a while. Lorna, did I have to sell you anything, or like do any like closes and be like, try to convince you to do this?
No, you've just been really, really supportive.
Yeah.
You're very welcoming. And what I found really good was that you were real about what we were doing. You admitted if you'd had a bad day with your eating. So it made us feel better if any of us were not doing too good with the eating. So, no, it's been great. It's been lovely. Really nice.
Awesome. Thank you. And that's what part of coaching is. It's none of us are ever going to be perfect at anything, our transformations, life. And so being a coach is just being there with somebody, doing it with somebody, going through life with people, going through overcoming depression, going through overcoming, like, I think some of the biggest times I've ever like connected with someone is like, I'm like, dude, like I was, married for 6 years, working 12-hour days, And like, I never saw my wife but one night a week. Like, I didn't expect to live life like that. That wasn't like when I was like growing up. Like, my dream was to work 12 hours in a factory and then see my wife like one night a week. I was like, let's change that. And we already need to get healthy and fit. And why not like earn a little extra money and do that? And why don't we build like a team and like friendships and meet awesome people and travel and do fun things at the same time? Because the other option for me is to write out the next 30 years at this job, which I already hate, or it's get another job and most likely end up in the same position I'm at right now. So I was like, why not just, I'm not going to leave my job because that's how I started. I'm just going to work at this on the side and build something for myself. So I could talk forever, so I'm going to stop right now and I'm going to pass it over to you, Sammy. I unmuted you, so you don't have to do it.
Okay, cool. Hello, I'm Sammy. Hey. I live in Bournemouth in the UK. I'm going to be 43 in a couple of months. And I signed up as a coach last year, at the end of last year, when Beachbody launched in the UK. And I knew Beachbody 3 years ago. I had not long had my third little girls. They're all girls. I've got an 11-year-old, a soon-to-be 9-year-old at the weekend, and a 6-year-old. And I was up early, as you are with young children. And I remember seeing this. It was an infomercial. It's still, obviously, social media was about better. I still, put the telly on, had a look, and I saw this. I saw this advert for this program, and I just was blown away by just looking at this story. And it had, these transformations, these stories that, you've seen some of them tonight, and I was seeing some of them. And I was in a place where I had 3 kids. And after, baby number 1, I had managed to do a wee bit of exercise. After baby number 2, it was, very half-assed effort. And then after number 3, it was going nowhere. And I felt really unfit, like go to the top of the stairs was getting a bit breathless. And I missed working out, just doing a little bit of something for myself. And so I kept looking at this advert, and I thought, wow, it was something different. There was just something really different about it. And it came on again, and I kept thinking about it over the next couple of months. And I bought it. So I went off and bought it after having a chat with my husband. And it was the most incredible program that I have ever done. Like for a home workout program, it completely changed my whole approach to exercise and fitness. And I didn't even crave to go to the gym again. Not that it was really much of an option with 3 kids and juggling that. And I'm a nurse, so I work shifts. And I find it very hard to fit fitness, into that. Where do you fit that in that? Kids, the whole, it doesn't work very well. So it was a great option, and it was really high quality. And at the end of the workout DVDs, you saw sort of snippets about coaching and even about Summit, which Scotty was just on about, Indianapolis. And I thought, wow, this looks groovy. And there was stuff about Shakeology, which is just a super dense nutrition superfood drink. And it just wasn't available. We couldn't get it in the UK. So here was with all these great things that I really wanted to get access to. I was really interested, probably with a bit of a health head on as well. As a nurse, I see, so much ill health. And I'm not being cruel, because it sounds a bit cruel, but some of it is, through choices that people make, and they make some poor choices. And sadly, lifestyle related diseases are at an all-time high. It's obesity and diabetes, and I see the consequences of that at work, and I'm sure some of you may see that in your families and relatives, and it's tough, isn't it? It's very tough. So I was inspired by this this coaching role, and I came across on Facebook one day, and I met Scotty, and learned that the opportunity was launching in the UK, and I just jumped at it. I was really keen, and I just wanted to be part of it. And it was probably having the background of some of the stuff that I'd seen with the DVDs and the program and the experience. But I jumped at it. It was just, I didn't want to miss out. And the availability then of this whole programs that came across with the app, you know, it wasn't buying DVDs anymore. You have this app and you have this incredible library of programs just at your fingertips. And in the products then that I could get access to, so I love Shakeology, I love the pre-workout stuff, you even have recovery. There's just so much that I could experience myself. I'm pretty convinced I was going to love it, and I do. And I think that's what I love about coaching so much. It's not, as you know, you've heard about supporting people and seeing their transformations, and, you know, far more than just physical, but how people grow. But actually, I also love sharing the experiences of the, you know, of the products and the programs that are available. And I think that's what coaching is. It's almost, you are helping to educate people about what options are available. You know, and I think that's why sometimes people, you know, find it difficult to know what, you know, what to do, what to eat, or what exercise they should be doing, which is, you know, why we have the problems that we see in our society. So I think, you know, you know, the belief that I have in my products, I have only shared. And that's, you know, like what Scotty has done. He never sold stuff to me. He shared his story. He shared his experience. That's kind of what I've gone on to do myself. And I think what people, if there's a thing where they're like, oh, I'm not sure about this coaching, because I don't want to sell to people. I don't want to do this selling thing. And you're not selling. You're sharing your experience. You're sharing your story. And you're often sharing stories of other people, your challenges, and you're sharing your experience of your enjoyment of your products and the benefits of those to you. And I think the other thing about coaching is it's not all about, you know, it's very much, you know, it is network marketing. I love going on Facebook. I love going on Instagram and sharing my story. But you're not just going, oh, here, you know, come and do this program, or come and try this product. You're actually you're adding value to people, and I think that's what's so brilliant about coaching and signing up to be a coach, is that you can actually do. You can be creative, and you know, if you want to share a story about something, you know, educate somebody about. You know, a certain amount of exercise you should be doing each week. You can be completely creative and add value to people, and it's you're almost inviting people along the way. You're not, you know, there's nothing hard, you know, cold calling people. You are purely sharing and inviting people to come on this journey with you, and that's what's so special about it. And it isn't icky sales. It is literally trying to share your journey and encouraging people to reach out if they need help and they need some guidance, or sometimes they just want a friend and they're stuck and they don't know where to go or where to start. And I think that's what I absolutely love about, as I say, about coaching, is that it is you can make this what you want to, and literally just by being your authentic self. Just be yourself, because that's what people love. They love that story. They love you being authentic and just sharing who you are. And I think that's probably that's what I wanted to say about coaching.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, we are already we are at the hour. So I don't want to take too much more of your time, but I wanted to just kind of close this out for you guys. If you have questions, feel free to ask any of us. Ask the person that invited you to come listen to this call today with us live, or if you watch this recording later, or if you know somebody, like I know somebody that could totally use this, like share the recording with them later, and we can make sure that we can help them out. So it's really quite simple. I posted in the event. So you can go back, because this chat, once I close this, will be gone. But you can go back into the event. I posted up something about every 15 minutes on the costs to be a coach. But it's really quite incredible, because it's like $15 a month to have a coach membership. Like, for example, Shakeology that you've heard mentioned quite a few times today is at 25% discount. And then it's, you guys are going to have to like correct me. Do I say VAT or VAT? I totally forgot.
Either.
Okay. I don't want to be like that American guy doesn't know how to say things. You guys should see, I made a YouTube video, like a YouTube video every day in the UK. One of them went crazy. It's got like 300 comments of everybody. They don't love our accents that we tried to do and other things that we said. You should go watch it sometime, but it's quite funny. But okay, so Shakeology is VAT exempt, so you don't have to pay that, which is awesome, because it's listed not as a supplement but a food source. So that's absolutely awesome as well. We're only going to continue to keep growing. Guys, I haven't missed a day of drinking Shakeology in like 8 years now. Like, I love it so much. It was my breakfast this morning at like 5 o'clock, and I still haven't eaten anything. I'm going to right now, but because I went from fishing straight to here. But I absolutely love it. It's delicious. 3 of my 5 kids love it and drink it as well and ask for it every single day. For me, it got me off of drinking energy drinks. For my dad, I got him off of his he had high blood pressure. His LDL, his HDL levels were all high. Because he was eating fast food and not really watching what he's eating. And he simply just replaced his fast food lunch with Shakeology, and that really helped him out. So because we did mention some income, some rewards and whatnot, I want to make sure this is verbally said on this call that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. It's dependent on each coach's diligence, effort, and skills. But we want you guys to know that we're here. Just as you see the teamwork here on doing this call, that's how the team works outside of this call once you decide that you want to join this team. So reach out to the person that invited you here. They're going to help get you set up and get you started on your journey. So we'll see you guys later, and thanks for spending some time with us today. See you guys.